Greetings! I'm Jake. I'm reviewing the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, original movie, from the 90s. God, this movie was disappointing for me as a kid. When I first watched it, I was a little disappointed by it doesn't fit in the Power Rangers continuity timeline and doesn't have anything to do with the show. I'm not even sure it's even connected to the show outside of having the same cast of characters that play those characters. And why do they have different costumes than the one in the show designs? Why do they have different material, a different design? I like them and all. I'm glad they still look. The armor it's made out like the armor's made to look like tights. But I prefer the old-fashioned designs, the old ones in tights. I prefer the tights over this costumes that they used for the movie. Honestly, this movie confused me as a kid because I couldn't tell what was going on. And how does this fit in the Power Rangers show? The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers show. Where does this fit in the Power Rangers that can fit the episodes? See the episodes happening in the same events of the world within Power Rangers. And that made me having trouble liking this movie as a kid. And why I'm having trouble liking it as an adult still. And appreciating it. And I was sad that the Power Rangers don't really in their costumes a whole lot in the movie. They only morph twice in the movie in their costumes. In the very beginning and also in the very end for the climax. It was a bit of a cock tease, I found. As a kid, I found it a bit cheesy and mean to cheat me out of the Power Rangers. And I didn't understand why did he, when it was such cool redesigns, they weren't going to show them off and changing the designs from the costumes. It confused me. They kept the tights. It would have been less distracting if they didn't change the costumes from the show for me. And it would have been much more consistent within line of the show. And then I find out years later, I found out that this Power Rangers movie is not even connected to the show. In my adult years, I find that out through YouTube. Yeah, now watching videos on YouTube, I found out. And looking up stuff for the internet. I still for some time is when I found that out. So I didn't like this movie for those reasons. Reasons why I didn't like the movie now. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. Because, I don't know, I expect the Power Rangers movie to be better than the Mortal Kombat PG-13 movies. At least better than those. And more entertaining and cheesy or fun. But these are more boring than the Mortal Kombat movies from that PG-13 rated from the 90s. Era of Mortal Kombat movies. Of the Mortal Kombat movies. I mean to say. This movie as a whole, I found it boring than the Mortal Kombat, more boring than Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and more boring than the first Mortal Kombat movie. It's like, what the hell? You got the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Can't you at least be entertaining, boring, or stupid? Or you can't just be entertaining while you're being stupid writing? These movies sucked. And I'm confused. Why is this not connected to the show? That's the only reason why I wanted to see this movie in the first place. Because I thought it was going to connect to the show somehow. What a ripoff. So that's why the first Power Rangers movie called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie is 0 out of 10. My inner child is much more happier now that is hated on this movie. That ripped me off and bored me to my sleep multiple times. I'm not kidding. When I was a kid, when I was watching this on VHS, I constantly had fast forward for the movie. The opening credits. I have kept on fast forwarding from the movie. You know how with the opening scene when the film kind of drags on with the Power Rangers doing nothing before they morph into Power Rangers, and doesn't show what the villains are doing, just the Power Rangers, and it's boring. Well, I actually fast forward through those scenes a lot on VHS when I watched it the first time on my VHS player as a kid. I did fast forward because I just thought that was just too boring to watch. Same reasons why I kind of might have fast forward through the Christopher Reeve Superman opening credits originally when I first saw it. I grew bored of that. It's taking too long for the opening credits to get started. For the film to get started, the opening credits are way too fucking long for Superman the movie. It drives my patience. Another reason why I hated that movie, the first Superman movie. But the whole movie to the Power Rangers is somehow even worse and more boring than the opening credits to Superman the movie. It feels longer and lamer. It's so hard to stay awake when I was a kid when I was watching this movie. And I was only 2 years old when I first watched it. On VHS, the first time ever watching it. For my first time viewing, the many times I had trouble staying awake. And I'm pissed. Why couldn't it entertain me, this movie, at that age of 2? The show could. The original show did that. Entertain me, kept me awake. Why didn't the movie? The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie? I don't know. I feel bad for my young self. Right now. As I'm recording this. I had a short attention span when it came to boring people at that age. And slow-paced things. At the same time, when it came to movies back then at that age at 2. I didn't like slow-paced, boring people in movies. That's why I didn't like the Power Rangers movie, the first one. That's, I'm guessing, why when I was 2, I probably didn't like it. That's probably why I was falling asleep. But for some reason, I couldn't fall asleep when I was watching the show. At that age, the same age of watching the movie. So I'm doing this video for that little 2-year-old me that didn't like this movie. And I keep hearing that 2-year-old voice of me in my head ranting to itself of how it doesn't like this movie, the Morphin Power Rangers movie. As of now, making this video. So I give the Power Rangers movie, the Morphin Power Rangers movie for myself, just so I can stop hearing the voice of my 2-year-old self in my head ranting about this movie. To itself, of me, now. This ranting too. In my head. Oh boy. Okay, I'm giving this a 0 out of 10. My Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. And these are just what I thought when I apparently thought what I thought at 2 find this movie. That I'm recollecting my memories of my thoughts. Oh, so many thoughts. There's only 5 thoughts. But I think that's a lot for a 2-year-old. When I was 2, I only had like 5 negative thoughts on this movie. And built up over the years in my adult years now, thinking back on the movie. On the My Morphin Power Rangers movie. And why I can't stand this movie. But I will say the one good thing I always loved about this movie is Mr. Ivan Ooze. Man, I thought he was cool. Best part of the movie. I wish him and the Power Rangers could actually win a fight. I mean, I wish like the Power Rangers actually won that fight instead of just kicking him in the nuts and defeating Ooze. That was a bit anticlimactic to me. Always was, even the first time. So yeah, the My Morphin Power Rangers movie sucks. 0 out of 10 for me. Subscribe and like this video, please, and click on the bell to get notified for my subscribers that subscribe and did subscribe to my channel. Okay. That's my review on My Morphin Power Rangers the movie. Goodbye.